A military convoy left Dungarvan Castle on the evening of March the 18th, 1921, to arrest a man named John Murphy in Knock, Clonea. The convoy included the local Sergeant Hickey of the I.R.A, who was to identify the house where Murphy lived. The I.R.A had planned to blow up Tarr's bridge that night. The Dungarvan and Abbeyside companies were being supported by the flying column, which was under the command of George Lennon, who was just 20 years old at the time. Pax Whelan, officer commanding the West Waterford Déise Brigade of the I.R.A, was also present.
The plan to blow up Tarr's bridge was changed, and they decided to ambush the military convoy returning via the Burgery instead. The convoy returned with the prisoner via Cloncoskran at about 11 o'clock that night. The military in the first vehicle got through the ambush and attempted to go back to assist their colleagues, who were pinned down in their costly tender. They came under heavy fire and had to abandon their car and run back into town for assistance. They were pursued by a group of I.R.A, which included George Plunkett, Mick Shalhoub, Jack O'Mara, Mick Mansfield, and Pat Keating, who had crossed the fields and had cut them off.
Captain Thomas, 4 soldiers, and an RIC Sergeant Hickey were captured by the I.R.A at the rear of Green's pub at Burgery. They were disarmed, and after some time, Captain Thomas and his men were allowed to go free. Hickey was taken prisoner and taken back to the I.R.A column. The main party of the I.R.A returned to Dunlees of Ballycoe, where Plunkett detailed Nipper McCarthy, Kelly Donovan and Fox Green to go back to the ambush site and burn the costly tender, abandoned by the military.
A council of war was held that night, and it was decided that Sergeant Hickey would be shot.
George, I knew you as a child. You used to play with the head constable's children in the barracks.
Yeah.
You are the only person in the world that can save me.
I'd give anything in the world to save you, but I can't.
It was now almost dawn on the morning of the 19th of March. Plunkett had insisted that they should return and collect the guns and ammunition left by the military at the ambush site. The Crown forces were already at the site, and the I.R.A come under heavy fire. Sean Fitzgerald was shot first. Pat Keating went to his aid and was injured. He got up again to go for Fitzgerald and was shot again. Plunkett went to get him from the field and shot Redmond using a bullet he got from Keating.
The seriously injured Keating was taken away by Cumann member Bertie Hanley and by Mike Heafy in a horse and cart to White's of Monarod, where he was attended by Dr. Hackett of Dungarvan. After the burial of Sean Fitzgerald, the Black and Tans, under the command of Captain Thomas, ran amok in Dungarvan. They ransacked a number of houses out beyond the Burgery in the Ballycoe and Kilgobbinett area. On the way back to town, they broke up the furniture at a house owned by Miss English because she was a suspected sympathiser. They also ransacked a number of houses and businesses in Dungarvan town.
In order to prevent the body of Pat Keating being taken by the Black and Tans, and to prevent reprisals against his family, his body was hidden and initially it was buried in a secret at Newtown Cemetery, before eventually being moved to his final resting place in Rossington Graveyard.